For over 30 years, I have worked alongside physical therapists, movement specialists, and rehab experts across the United States, Canada, and Australia. We have seen thousands of people age, some with strength and independence, others losing both. And yet, there is this message everywhere. Just walk more. Walk 10,000 steps. Walk for 30 minutes. Walking, walking, walking. But here is what nobody asks. If walking was truly enough, why do so many seniors lose their strength and fall anyway? Why do independent people suddenly become dependent? Why do falls happen even among people who walk every single day? The truth is, walking is important, but it is incomplete. Walking only moves your body in one direction. It does not challenge your balance when you are caught off guard. It does not rebuild the muscle you have already lost. It does not strengthen the fast twitch fibers you need to catch yourself when you slip. After 70, your body is changing in ways that walking simply cannot address. You are losing stabilizer strength. Your proprioception, that is your body's awareness of where it is in space, is declining. Your legs might be able to walk, but can they help you stand up from a chair without using your hands? Can they keep you upright if someone bumps into you at the grocery store? That is the gap, and that is why we did this research. A group of us, movement specialists, physical therapists, and geriatric fitness coaches, reviewed hundreds of studies on aging, mobility, and fall prevention. We analyzed exercise programs from 10 countries. We tested routines ourselves, and we found something remarkable. 5 specific movements consistently outperform everything else. In this video, I am showing you exactly what those 5 are. Number 3 changes how your body responds to being off balance. Number 2 builds strength faster than anything we have seen. But number 1? That one exercise alone reduced fall risk by 43% in clinical trials. If you are over 70, or if you are planning for 70, stick around because these 5 movements could literally save your independence. Let us start with exercise number 5, proprioception walks. You have probably never heard of proprioception, but your entire body depends on it. It is your nervous system's ability to know where your body is without looking. Right now, you can touch your nose without staring at your finger. You can walk downstairs without staring at each step. That is proprioception. After 70, this system starts to fade. Your body sends weaker signals to your brain about where your feet are, what surface you are standing on, and whether you are balanced. Research from major universities has shown that proprioceptive accuracy drops by about 20 to 25% between ages 65 and 80. That might sound small, but it is huge when you are moving through the world. Your brain is getting less reliable information about your balance and position. Proprioception walks fix this by forcing your nervous system to wake up and pay attention. Here is how it works. You walk in a straight line, but with each step you place one foot almost directly in front of the other, heel to toe. Your heel nearly touches the toes of your back foot. This narrow base of support makes your brain work harder to keep you balanced. It is like walking a tightrope, except your tightrope is on the ground. Your nervous system has to fire on all cylinders to keep you from falling. Here is exactly how to do it. Start near a wall or counter. You want something to grab if you need balance. Stand tall, shoulders back. Pick a spot about 15 feet away and focus on it. Now walk forward. Heel of your front foot, toes of your back foot. Heel, toes. Slow and controlled. Speed does not matter. Precision does. Aim for 20 steps in a row. If you lose it, reset and try again. Do this twice a day. As this gets easier, add challenges. Turn your head side to side while walking. Close your eyes for a few steps. Walk on different surfaces. These changes train your body to handle real situations: crowded stores, uneven ground, low lighting. Studies show that people who practice this movement for 8 weeks improved their dynamic balance by nearly 20%. Dynamic balance is the balance you actually need. Balance while moving, not standing still like a statue. People reported feeling more confident in crowded spaces. They were less afraid on uneven ground. Their reflexes got faster. This is the foundation exercise because it retrains the connection between your feet and your brain. Walking on flat surfaces cannot do this. Regular walking does not challenge that connection. This does. Exercise number 4, the seated rise. If there is one movement that determines whether you will stay independent or not, this is it. Can you stand up from a chair without using your hands? This is not about pride. It is about survival. Because if you cannot do this, you become dependent on other people for basic daily life. There is a famous test called the sitting-rising test. Researchers used it to predict how long people would live, and it worked. The people who could sit down and stand up without using their hands lived significantly longer. The people who could not, they had 5 to 6 times higher risk of death during the study period. Why? Because if you cannot stand up easily, your legs are weak. And weak legs mean falls. Falls mean broken bones. Broken bones mean the beginning of decline. After 70, your quadriceps and glutes start disappearing. You lose about 3% of your muscle strength every single year. In 5 years, that is 15% gone. In 10 years, you have lost 30%. Chair rises fight this directly. Here is the exercise. Sit in a sturdy chair, feet flat on the ground about hip-width apart. Cross your arms over your chest or stretch them straight out in front of you. That is the goal position, no hands. Now lean forward slightly. This shifts your weight over your feet. Push through your heels and stand all the way up. Pause at the top for a second. Then lower yourself back down with control. Do not just drop into the chair. The lowering part is where the real strength comes from. This simple movement mimics everything you do all day. Getting out of bed, standing up from the toilet, leaving your car, getting up from dinner. Start with 2 or 3 sets of 10 repetitions every day. If you need to use your hands, that is fine. Push off the armrests and gradually use less help over time. Eventually, work toward doing these with your arms crossed across your chest. Studies show impressive results. Seniors who did this 3 times per week for 12 weeks increased their leg strength by 28%. Their walking speed improved by 15%. Their ability to climb stairs improved by 22%. Once you can do chair rises easily with your arms crossed, add progression. Hold a light weight against your chest. Use a lower chair. Add more repetitions. I see patients all the time who can walk for miles but who struggle to stand up from a chair. These are the people who end up installing grab bars. These are the people who stop going out because they are embarrassed about needing help. Do not be that person. Your legs are meant to do this. Exercise number 3, hip mobility circles. Most people ignore their hips. They focus on their knees or their back. But after 70, your hips become the critical link in your movement chain. Your hips control something that walking completely misses: lateral stability. That is your ability to stay upright when you are pushed sideways, when you stumble to the side, when you need to catch yourself from falling in any direction other than straight forward. Hip mobility decreases by about 20% between ages 65 and 80. Studies found that weakness in your hip abductors, the muscles that move your leg out to the side, was the strongest predictor of falls in adults over 70. Stronger than overall leg strength. Stronger than balance tests. Your hips are the stabilizer system that walking does not train. When you walk, your hips move forward and backward in a narrow range. That is it. You never move them side to side. You never challenge the muscles that prevent you from falling in the unexpected direction. Here is how to do hip circles. Stand next to a wall or chair and lightly touch it for balance. Lift one leg. Bring your knee up toward your chest, just an inch or 2 off the ground. Then slowly move that knee out to the side. Then behind you. Then back to starting position. You are drawing a circle with your knee. Do 5 circles in one direction, then 5 in the other direction. Then switch legs. Slow and controlled. Big circles. This is not about speed. Do this morning and night, every morning and every night. Your hips will feel the difference in just a few days. Studies show that after 3 months of daily hip mobility work, seniors improved their lateral stability by 31%. Their reaction time for taking a protective step, catching themselves, improved by 20%. Because that is what these circles do. They wake up the muscles that catch you when you stumble sideways. They teach your hips to work in all directions. Walking will not do this. You could walk 10 miles a day and still have weak, inflexible hips. Walking only moves forward and backward. Your hips need to move in every direction. This is why proprioception walks, chair rises, and hip circles are the foundation. Now we get into the 2 most powerful exercises. Exercise number 2, the isometric wall push. This is where things get serious. This is the exercise that physical therapists consider non-negotiable after 70. An isometric exercise is when you push or pull against something that does not move. There is no joint movement. Your muscles are working, but your joints are stationary. And this type of strength, isometric strength, is exactly what you need when you fall. When you stumble or lose balance, you have a fraction of a second to brace yourself. You need to generate force instantly. You do not have time for a slow, controlled movement. You need immediate, powerful contraction. Research published in major journals shows that isometric training increased muscle force production by 35% in adults over 70. Regular resistance training only produced 22% improvement. But here is the critical part. The isometric group showed 40% improvement in rate of force development. That is how fast you can generate strength. That is the difference between a fast fall and catching yourself. The wall push specifically targets your core, chest, shoulders, and all the stabilizer muscles through your trunk. These are the muscles that keep you upright. These are the muscles that brace you when you start to fall. Here is exactly how to do it. Stand facing a wall at about arm's length away. Place both palms flat against the wall at shoulder height. Now push into the wall as hard as you can. Push with all your effort. Keep your body in a straight line from your head to your heels, no sagging. You should feel your core activate, your chest and shoulders working, even your legs engaging to anchor you to the ground. This is a full-body isometric contraction. Hold this push for 10 to 15 seconds while breathing normally. Rest for a moment, then repeat 3 to 5 times. That is it. The beauty of this exercise is that you control the intensity. Push harder for more challenge. Push easier if you are starting out. You can adjust it instantly. Studies show that isometric work for just 12 minutes per week produced significant improvements in muscle strength, bone density, and blood pressure in adults over 65. Participants reported better stability during daily activities, more confidence in their physical abilities. You can perform this pushing into a kitchen counter. You can do it sitting in a chair, pushing against a desk. The key is maximum effort against something immovable for those 10 to 15-second holds. This trains your entire muscular system to fire together in a coordinated way. That is exactly what happens when you need to catch yourself or brace against something for support. And now, exercise number 1, single leg stance. The research on this is absolutely remarkable. Standing on one leg for 30 seconds might be the most underrated exercise for anyone over 70. Yet it is also the one that matters most. If you can only do one thing from this video, do this exercise. A major study followed over 1,500 adults aged 70 and older for a decade. At the start, researchers tested whether they could stand on one leg for 10 seconds. People who could not complete this simple test had an 18% higher risk of death from any cause during the study period. But more relevant, inability to stand on one leg was associated with a tripled risk of serious falls. Another study found that single-leg stance training alone reduced fall risk by 43% in adults over 75. 43% reduction from a single exercise. No other intervention came close. Why is it so effective? Because standing on one leg integrates everything at once: balance, proprioception, hip stability, Core activation and ankle strength all have to work together simultaneously. Walking is actually a series of single-leg stances. Every time you take a step, you briefly balance on one leg while the other swings forward. But the duration is so short, maybe a fraction of a second, that your nervous system does not have time to really engage those stabilizer muscles. By holding a single-leg stance for 30 seconds, you are giving your nervous system time to activate and strengthen every muscle involved in keeping you upright. Here is how to do single-leg stance. Stand near a wall or sturdy chair. Lift one foot just an inch or two off the ground. Do not lift it high, just barely off the floor. Now keep your standing hip, knee, and ankle stable. You are not moving, you are just standing there on one leg. Focus on keeping your weight centered over the foot that is on the ground. Do not lean excessively. Try to hold this position for 30 seconds. If you cannot, that is fine. Start with whatever you can manage. 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Build up gradually. Do this exercise at least 3 times per day. When are the best times? When you are brushing your teeth. Morning and night, that is 2 sessions. While waiting for your coffee to brew. While your food heats up in the microwave. Build it into your routine so it becomes automatic. As you get stronger, add progressions. Close your eyes while standing on one leg. Turn your head from side to side while maintaining your balance. Stand on a slightly unstable surface, like a folded towel or a cushion. Each progression challenges your balance system in new ways. Each one continues building the neural pathways that keep you safe. Studies show that single-leg stance ability improved by 27% after just 4 weeks of daily practice. Walking speed improved. Sway during standing balance tests reduced. That is from one exercise, done for a few seconds, multiple times per day. This is why walking cannot replace this exercise. During a normal walk, you are on one leg for only a fraction of a second before the other foot touches down. That brief duration is not enough to challenge your single-leg stability system. I have seen patients who could walk for miles but who could not stand on one leg for more than 5 seconds. They are the ones who fall and break a hip reaching for something on a shelf, or stepping over a threshold. Their walking fitness did not translate to the balance and stability they actually needed. Single-leg stance is number 1 because it fills the gap that walking leaves. It trains the part of your body that walking ignores, and it does it with something more powerful than walking: endurance in a challenging position. So there you have it, 5 exercises. No gym membership, no equipment. All of them take less than 15 minutes per day combined. Walking is wonderful. You should keep doing it. But walking alone leaves critical gaps. Your proprioception, your ability to stand up from a chair, your hip mobility, your trunk strength, your single-leg stability. All of these need specific attention that regular walking does not provide. The good news is that these 5 exercises can be done at home. They can be modified for wherever you are right now, strength-wise. You do not need to be in great shape to start. If you only do one thing, do number 1, single-leg stance 3 times a day. That alone would put you ahead of most people your age. Your future self will thank you for every second you invest in these movements today. You have one body. Take care of it. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 exercises are you going to start with today? What is your biggest struggle with staying active and maintaining balance as you have gotten older? Share your experience in the comments. Thanks for watching.